Hello everyone, my name is Tilak Parekh and I'm doing MBA in Finance from Dublin Business School. I'm going to give a presentation on the impact of privatization on banks in India. Let's start with the introduction first. Privatization is the method of transferring controls and operations of a business enterprise, agency, public services, etc. from public sector to the private sector. In India, State Bank of India enjoys a monopoly of the government business. State Bank of India was formed under the SBI Act in 1955. The government holds around 93% of the equity, leaving 7% to private ownership. This act was outdated and needs to be restated. Later, Government of India announced to reduce 33% of its stakes in the public sector banks. On the other hand, many initiatives were taken by State Bank of India to privatize its non-banking subsidiaries like SBI Caps, SBI Funds Management and so on, where SBI holding is around 85% of the equity. Rationales for privatizations are it reduces fiscal deficit, it increases the efficiency level of the banks, it helps in encouraging the competition, it provides fund for physical and social infrastructure, it helps in strengthening the capital market as well. My research question is, what is the need for privatization of banking sector in India? During 1980s, the banking sector in India was dominated by the public sector banks, which were characterized by high intermediation cost, overstaffing and overbranching, huge portfolio of non-performing loans, poor customer service, undercapitalized, poorly managed, undue influence in lending, loan recovery and personal. Regarding my literature theme, there are many authors who talked about the similar topics, like why Elton Bus talked about the bank ownership and efficiency. It's a journal of money, credit, and banking. In 1997, A. Bhattacharya talked about the impact of liberalization on the productive efficiency of Indian commercial banks. It's a European Journal of Operational Research. S.K. Barry, 1994, talked about the Indian commercial bank reform, financial sector reform, economic growth, and stability. Mathur talked about the public sector banks in India, like should they be privatized or not. Apart from that, Zaho in 2010 talked about the impact of regulatory reforms on cost structure, ownership, and competition in Indian banking, Journal of Banking and Finance. Contextualizing the proposal in the literature. Many research on this topic has been made earlier, mostly looking at the effects of bank performance in India. Less research is made on impact of privatization on banks in India. But the improvement in performance of bank on privatization on India. Apart from that, economic development of India after privatization. Research strategy. Qualitative research is carried out by performing interviews with bank managers while referring to past literatures to further explore the themes of the research and to achieve overall dissertation objective. Apart from that, open-end discussions and interviews will be my strategy. Data collection method. There will be basically two types of methods. One will be primary data and the secondary data. Primary data will be collected by taking personal interviews of bank managers, telephonic interview of bank managers of different states of India, Skype interview of bank managers of both the public and private banks in India, and on the basis of the questionnaire. For my research, I will collect my secondary data from internet, earlier research which are made on this topic, journals and articles, news channels, any news regarding the privatization of banks in India. Apart from that, the data already available in the bank will be my main source for doing the dissertation. Research limitation. There are three research limitations, like firstly, research is restricted to the banking sector only. Secondly, research is limited in different states of India. As banking is a vast sector, so my research will be limited to 4 or 5 public and private banks. Thank you very much. Thanks for your kind attention.